Welcome back to the Project Gen X podcast. I am one of your hosts, Alan Smith, and today it is just me. And quite honestly, this isn't a full episode. When Dave and I were recording our portion of the Happy Halloween episode, we kind of got a little sidetracked off towards the end and got a little bit ahead of our skis on some upcoming stuff. And so so those of you who listened to that episode, if you thought it kind of felt a little stilted, especially towards the end of the episode, it's because I had to go in and do some creative editing to just kind of keep everything on track for what we were doing. But I wanted to go ahead and put out this episode now as just to kind of let you guys know what's going on. We'll get into it. It's nothing ominous. It's just that we're reevaluating a few things, and so yeah, we talked about it on that episode, and here it is. I think we said pretty much everything we needed to say on the episode itself about the future of the podcast and where we are headed from here. But yeah, keep in touch with us on our Discord. We will definitely be posting updates there as soon as we pretty much need to get through the end of the year to restart. It will kind of explain a little bit of it and what's on here, but I just wanted to put this intro to let you know why the last episode kind of felt a little stilted at the end and why this one is not a whole episode and also kind of just joins in the middle of something. So, but we will see you guys again real soon, and we hope you enjoy it. Thanks. I would like to go on record right now as saying thank you to Ariel for coming in, making the time.
Yes,
because
absolutely.
Her schedule was
insane.
was as hectic as ours has been. Well, mine hasn't been that bad, but it's been as hectic as yours.
Yeah.
And just being able to get her in here.
And her schedule has changed like 2 or 3 times.
It changed a couple of times, and then some other stuff happened that we had to reschedule some stuff. And so it's
So big thank you to Ariel.
Thank you to her. She has been a trooper through all of this, and we're happy to have her on board as a contributor. And you're going to be hearing from her again. So it's that's all I can say at this point. You're going to be hearing from her again a lot sooner than later. So
we like having people come.
We do. We have always enjoyed having other people come in and sit in with us. So yeah, and we are still. We're trying to figure out what the next phase of this show is going to be. And I know we're kind of getting off the topic here.
Imagine that.
Yeah, I know.
Derailment in the middle of a show.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
You want some more coffee before we get into this?
No, go ahead.
But no. We're trying to figure out what the show is going to look like going forward. We're not going away. We're just we're going to retool.
We've run out of topics.
I don't think we've necessarily run out of topics. I think we have run out of steam in this format. Let's put it that way. And that
I think we're both a little burned out.
There's burnout. There is, I did the Cinegeek / project or Culture Smash podcast for about 5.5 years.
Yeah,
and I enjoyed that all the way through. I mean, even and the biggest reason that I wound up leaving that show was because I had a kid on the way. Like, literally, it was one of those things of like, he's going to be here in a few weeks, and I can't take off once a week to do this, and at least not a lot. I can still come back from time to time, whatever. But it's funny because we're kind of almost 5.5 months or 5.5 years into this show, and it's kind of like it kind of seems like this is kind of the of what we've been doing, and
it's like it's a 5-year cycle.
It kind of something like that.
I can't believe it's been 5 years.
5 years, I know. It is, and honestly, it's gone by like that. I mean, it's just kind of been. Yeah. One day we're
and thanks to you guys for hanging around and
putting
up with our nonsense for 5 years.
Full transparency on all this. Part of the reason that we're retooling and we're going to take a little bit of a break after this. There's not going to be an episode next week. We are going to come back. We've been trying to put something together for a couple of months now. Whenever it was our legit 5 month or 5 year, I won't say 5 month, 5 year anniversary, to kind of bring everybody back in that we can get to come back, for like one episode.
Yeah.
Just as
we're gonna have to find a whole lot of microphones.
I think we'll get by. And I have commitments from most everybody to do it. Matter of fact, Michael, last time I saw him, he was like, I thought we were gonna get together and record this. I was like, we will, but it's gonna be probably a little later this year, and that kind of stuff of just kind of all of us getting together and just goofing off and just being idiots and doing what we do. But that will probably be our last episode in this format.
And then we'll figure out.
And then we will be back with something else. And and quite honestly, a lot of it has to do with the fact that we appreciate everyone who has ever listened to our show.
Absolutely.
And we really appreciate those of you who have stuck around. And we have seen a significant drop off of listeners in the last year plus. And
I guess we're boring them.
It may be. I think
we've gotten maybe a little too formulaic.
I think there's some of that. I also think there is some oversaturation of the market of what we do.
Yeah.
I also kind of feel like we've pigeonholed ourselves into something that we never intended to.
Yeah. And let's admit it, with the election coming up, everybody's listening to a lot of the politics.
Right. And I think there are a lot of factors that have led to our numbers falling off for some strange reason. And I apologize to everybody who listened, who liked listening to us on YouTube. For whatever reason, our YouTube channel just completely stopped updating. Like, the last episode that went up was the one about the Star Wars prequels.
Well, probably
and none of the rest of and I even went back in and tried to refresh the feed, and all that kind of stuff, and it is just not going in for whatever reason.
They're trying to force us over into their new podcasting stuff. And have you read the TOS on that?
I know. Oh, believe me, I know.
It's almost as bad as Spotify's TOS.
It really is, and as well as some other stuff. But it's just the whole podcasting
world, I think, is on the verge of upheaval.
It really is. It's kind of it. And being someone who's been in this space on and off for over 15 years, back when podcasting first it had been going for a while when I got into it, but that was really kind of the early push when in 2008 when I got into it. Yeah. With the other guys, it wasn't, believe me, it wasn't just me, it was all of us. It was one of those things where this was something that had been around for a little while, but it was really starting to emerge into pop culture.
Yeah.
To where it was like, oh, hey, this is a legit thing. And then as time has gone on, more and more people have gotten into it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like anything else. You get to this oversaturation point where it's like there is no way to keep up with
everybody's got a podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's gotten to the point to where, as part of my job, one of our departments had me spec out and build them a podcasting rig. Mm-hmm. And we now have a podcasting studio on the campus for people to be able to use.
And we have also seen the bubble burst a little bit on podcasting, especially as far as professional podcasting, thankfully, I because it was one of those things where it was like, look, kind of like the .com bubble, podcasting was looking at that same thing, where there was these companies that were throwing money at this stuff, like, oh, we can make it, but never figuring how they were actually going to make money, basically throwing money at it as we'll figure out how to monetize this somewhere down the road.
The only ones
in on it, and it never developed.
The only ones I've legitimately know that they've monetized it and they've done well with it have been folks like Joe Rogan.
Mm-hmm. Well,
and the guy who originally invented podcasting.
Well, yeah,
Adam Curry.
But they have two different models.
Yes,
for how
they
do it though. Rogan gets his, but with advertising, but also through his Spotify deal,
right?
Which that's how Spotify makes the money off of advertising.
Yeah,
through him, but the thing that Curry and Dvorak
do is value for value,
and they basically set it up of like, hey, whatever you think this is worth, you send it to us.
Yeah,
and we will make you a producer on the. You actually get a credit as being a producer.
It's
on the
an
show.
IMDb
Absolutely.
credit that,
and I was like,
that you can go on there and actually put onto IMDb.
absolutely. And I was like, that's actually pretty cool. Now,
if you get to a certain
level,
monetary level, they have they make you a knight, and
Right.
you actually get a ring.
Yep.
A signet ring
Right.
with like sealing wax to where, the old school, melt the wax on the envelope.
And that to say getting to a level, it's not like, oh, you just dropped $1,000. It's like, no, over time. It's like they keep up with how much people.
No, they self-regulate.
That's right. That's true. They do. They self-regulate.
You have
That's
to
right.
keep up.
You have to keep up with your own. That's
your own
true.
donations.
And again, it's all.
And you have to submit your records.
As they say on there, it's time, talent, and
treasure.
And treasure. It's like whichever one. If you can, if you can promote us, that's cool. That works just the same. If you can send us artwork, that works just the same.
Yeah.
And you get a credit for this. It's kind of one of those things where it's like, that's really cool. And really and truly, it seems to be the only way that this could become something.
Yeah.
Outside of just being a streamer like on YouTube or, Rumble or Minds or something like that, or
guys,
Twitch or whatever.
And I know the guys over at Gen X.
Yeah. The GXG. Yeah.
Yeah, GXG. They've got the Patreon.
Right. And there's Patreon also.
Yeah, people do that. But Patreon takes a big chunk.
Takes a huge chunk. It's gotten ridiculous. And then on top of it all, Apple just started taking a big chunk also out of the Patreon. Did you see that?
No.
Yeah, that's a new thing now where like if you go through. Okay, so if you go to Patreon, like if you have an iPhone.
Yeah.
Okay. And I say iPhone in particular because it's actually the way that Apple's doing it now. So if you download the Patreon app on your iPhone,
right,
and you say, okay, I want to support the Project Gen X podcast, I'm going to do this. Apple takes 30% right off the top.
Seriously?
Yes.
Before it even hits Patreon?
Before it hits Patreon, then Patreon gets their cut, and then you get whatever's left over.
Okay, so
it's one of those things that I've heard plenty of people who have Patreons now say, look, go to the website and do it there or else, because Apple is taking it. And they just started doing this in the last few months.
Wow.
Yes. So,
well,
plus the fact, I'm going to go ahead and say it right now. I'm not a big fan of a lot of Patreon's policies, the way that they have treated certain content creators in the past few years, where they basically have just completely demonetized people for no good reason whatsoever. So
if that's the case, I'm going to plug another Adam Curry product. They're actually coming out with Podcasting 2.0. Mm-hmm. He came up with the original, and Apple kind of co-opted it as the original index. Well, with Apple going in and basically just removing people from the index, they've started creating a secondary index that is open source and not attached to anybody.
Right.
And with these new podcast apps, like say Podcast Guru, which is the one I use, you can actually make a donation through the podcast app in Bitcoin.
Oh, well, there you go.
You can actually.
I'm not sold on Bitcoin.
I'm not sold on Bitcoin yet either.
Yeah.
But if you're into Bitcoin, you can actually make donations in Satoris.
Fair enough. But yeah, I know this was supposed to be a Halloween episode, but it is kind of, it's fitting that our final episode of Oktoberfest is kind of the one where we kind of start dropping all this stuff, because, we got started in August of 2019, and so we were just a couple of months away from being like, hey, we should do something spooky for October. Hey, why don't we...
Yeah, we were like really excited about doing this, and it's like, oh, we should do 2 episodes.
Yeah, 2 episodes a week, and blah 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 blah.
5 years later, we're like, oh my god, we got to
come up with 10. I know we got to come up with all these episodes again, And don't get me wrong, love doing it. I have absolutely loved doing this. Every year I have loved doing this, no matter how chaotic.
Yes.
October has been, and believe me, I've gone through multiple chaotic Octobers since this thing started, and I know you have as well. And I'm sure all the listeners out there have had their own stuff that's happened.
Yeah,
but it's just kind of been it's been stabilizing, being able to cover a topic that I love, and also in covering that a lot of times, especially like with this year being so movie heavy, it has afforded me a chance to kind of make myself sit down
and watch
and this is all I'm focusing on right now. I put my phone down. I don't care. I'm just watching this movie or two, depending, on what we were doing.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm doing for the next little bit. And it's been nice because it's just kind of like take your mind off of everything else and don't worry about the world.
Yeah.
I'm only concentrating on this movie so I can go and talk about this on a podcast. So it's
and like you said, don't worry, we're not going away.
We're not going anywhere.
We're just trying to figure out
Right.
what the next format is going to be.
the next, pretty much. And the Discord's not going away.
No.
You can still get us there. None of our social media is going away. Now, some of it will probably.
You'll see
that there's
changes.
gonna be some changes. And
I can't believe I got to come up with new logos again.
God, yeah, well, it is what it is. But that's just kind of where we are, and we're going to be back here soon with our 5-year celebratory episode, and then we'll see where we land probably after the first of the year. That's going to kind of be.
And who knows? There might be some other episodes.
You never know. We might all of a
first of the
sudden
year.
decide to like throw some stuff in. We got an idea or whatever, and there may be some just random. Who knows? I still have bits and pieces of several of the albums that I love that I haven't put together yet for whole episodes, just to kind of tide you over. You guys kind of seem to like those, and I'm trying to figure out some other stuff. What's the word I'm looking for? Technology wise, I'm trying to figure out a few things. Is what it comes down to. The technique, how some certain things work, and but yeah, this is. Thank you for allowing us to do this for all this time, and especially through this time of year, and be able to talk about the things that we love, and which I've never done an episode in the whole 5 years we've been doing this that wasn't something that I loved at least a little bit. Even some of it might have been bittersweet, but it was still something that meant something. And our episode about the ones that got away. If you go back and listen to that, those stories are all bittersweet from both of us, but it's also stories about things that meant a whole lot, that made an impression on us, that went away, and it's just like, what? No, that wasn't supposed to happen. Or, me being a complete idiot, and that there's always a good story in there for that.
You being a complete idiot and taking a crap all over The Godfather.
And,
I'm never going 5 years. I'm never going to let you live this down. Yeah.
But yeah, it's, what is it they say? This isn't goodbye. It's just
till next time.
It's just, until we meet again.
Let's go with the ghost version. Jason Hawes from Ghost Hunters always said, on to the next.
There you go. So, I guess.
I'll tie it back into ghost stories.
There you go. I know that sounds ominous, but it's not. We are coming back shortly. It's just that we're going to be.
If we're burnt out and a little bored, we're guessing you guys are burnt out and a little bored too.
Well,
so now
I can tell by the numbers you guys are burnt out and a little bored. So it's
we got to come up with something new to get you guys back involved.
That's right, and we'll see what happens. At what we come up with, and who knows, we might be reaching out to some of you guys and be like, hey, you got any ideas? You interested in coming on the show? We're looking at you, Brody Quinn.
Oh, you had to invoke his name. I know I'm about to take a whole lot of crap now.
Yeah, about not ever getting the
I don't
never getting the Chuck episode out.
It's the year is not over yet. Mm-hmm. The year is not over yet.
But yeah, so
thanks for putting me in trouble.
No
already.
problem. We really hope that you guys have enjoyed this Oktoberfest. I know we have, and we've enjoyed everything so far. Again, we're not. It sounds ominous every time. Like, we've enjoyed this. It's not over by any stretch. Again, we have more episodes coming.
We got too much money wrapped up.
We got way too much. Yeah, we're kind of pot committed at this point. So it's.
And holding nothing but a pair of twos.
Yeah, well, I'd be happy to be holding a pair of twos at this point. I don't know what you're talking about. I got 7-2 offsuit. That's That's a bad place to be. But yeah, we'll be back, and
I guess it could be aces and eights.
That's still a winning hand. I mean, you might die at the end of it, but it's, it's still a winning hand. But yeah, we'll be back soon, and we'll keep you guys informed of what's going on. Don't forget, a week from when this episode is going to go up here on October 31st. There is an election coming up the next week. Don't forget to vote. And
if you can early vote, you might want to.
Yeah, I've already taken care of that.
Yeah, me too.
And
because I mean, it is on the 5th of November.
Yes, don't forget. The irony is not lost on that one.
No, not at all.
The UK held their elections this year on July 4th, and we're holding our elections on November 5th. It's just like there's a little too much synchronicity on all this.
Remember
the 5th of November. That's right. So yeah, make sure and get out and vote, and we're going to get out of here. So for the project, go and check out our socials because we will still update those and everything. And so yeah, for the Project Gen X podcast, I'm Alan Smith.
I'm the other guy, Big Dave.
And we will be seeing you again real soon.
Sooner than you'd like.
Trump 2024.